4 years ago now, I showed this box on this channel, and I talked about if I had $1 million, I'd buy a piece of tantalite, which tantalite is important for a lot of modern day electronics and electronics components. And I was like, okay, is there any other minerals from this little mineral box I have? I have a lot of rocks and minerals. Is there any other pieces in here that have inspired me in relation to design, vehicle design and construction? And so I was like, okay, there's one that when I was living in California back in the 2010s decade, I had this book, and it talked about a bunch of like different rock outcrops, and there was a mineral I was after to see if I could find a piece, and I was unable to. And so when I got invited to see this mineral collection, and I could buy some pieces, I decided to buy it. The price tag for this baby was $150. And it is scheelite and quartz from Korea. And so the scheelite is this kind of tannish orange brown color, and then the quartz is the kind of transparent, not transparent, can't quite see it, translucent, right? Whitish mineral. And so I was after this one right here. And scheelite is a mineral ore of the material tungsten. And so, if you don't know me, I'm Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle, and today is Friday, July 2025, and I have used a tungsten carbide mill in crushing rocks for geochemical analysis preparations, geology in the past. It is a hard and resistant material and resistant to wear. Tungsten is so good for crushing. And so I was like, it is one that I think in terms of, so it's a very hefty mineral, and I remember getting to use the tungsten carbide mill and pick it up to put the powder into the mill and then like crush it. And it was so hefty, and I was like, this is like, it was smooth, and it was just like, I would say potentially the most impactful like geochemical element in terms of tactile heft sense of balance. But isn't that center of mass? Okay, anyway, so it's one that I've found very impactful, and I was like, and it's great for like, it's very resistant to wear, and I was like, so how could I incorporate this beauty in vehicle design, my vehicle designs? It's like, it is also heavy, so in addition to being resistant to wear and hard, it may be good in my vehicle building for weightings that need to be resistant to wear. So it is something that's used in like weightings systems. And so a must for throwing those serial killers off kilter. Like, why am I adding weight to my racing vehicle that's supposed to be like very streamlined and stuff? And I was like, okay, so you're like, okay, you're gonna put in a weighting system that's resistant to wear, which matters because the cars get hot when they're going super fast. So like the resistant, and they make a lot of cycles, right? So they get a lot of wear. So like the different components being resistant to wear is highly desirable. And one step further, Tanis it's posing that question to myself, a self-challenge. What system might justify it? 10 miles, you guys. What system does the weightings go in? 10 miles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Braking. The braking system. So the guy doesn't die this time. Yeah. So, because essentially Ken Miles was a guy who the brakes didn't work and they got too hot. They didn't have stuff that was resistant to wear, and the guy died. Poof, up in flames. So, you know, essentially he's the man who changed the entire sport because the cars are slower now and they wear fireproof. And fireproof is the right term if the person doesn't catch on fire. Right? And fire resistant is like it's resistant to fire but not quite fireproof. So, braking system. see, can we get the faster cars that don't overheat to such an extent that the tires, like, braking system collapses? So, geology. Can I make it a reality? My Brad Pitt and my Lewis Hamilton go, ugh. Yeah, so that's all. Scheelite of Korea, inspiring my car designs. This is video filmed Friday, 18 July 2025, and I'm Tanis Leonhardi.